Hi people, welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a BlackBull platform with MT4. Okay, now this is MetaTrader 4. So this is one of the older MetaTrader 4s. MetaTrader 5 is like the newer version. This is actually the newer version that you can see here. And you'll see that I'm running a demo account with 10k. Now the idea of this is that I would like to run a demo account to see how my bots perform and also how my manual trading performs. This is with a 500 spread, okay, and the one that I've opened up on MT4 is going to be a 400 or 300 spread, okay, because this is more realistic. You can see that I've actually got this account just in a few hours of activating it up to $593. So, you know, if this was real money, I'd obviously be able to make $593 with this. This is why I'm testing this as we speak before I put real money into this account. And I was doing some Bitcoin USD trading on Saturday. Okay, and if we look here, I'll show you what the results are before we dive in. So you can see that all these are in the blue. You can see that I successfully carried out trades, no problem whatsoever, using the method that I know without using emotion, and by actually making money with this process. Now, I also put a king hedging cover on here just as I'm testing it, just to see how it can recover any losses. Not that I've got any losses, however, it would be interesting to see, because now I've got a pocket of money in there. I've got over $593 as almost like a buffer. I want to see now over the period of time of how this king hedging cover bot works on a 500 ratio as opposed to a 30 or 300. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to jump straight over to the BlackBull. Okay, this is the BlackBull. You'll see that I've just downloaded the BlackBull Market 4 setup exe file. It's very easy to do. You just take you to your platforms. Okay, you can see these are all the list of the platforms. These are everything that you can download. Okay, you've got TradingView, BlackBull Copy Trader, BlackBull C Trader, BlackBull Invest, MetaTrader 5, MetaTrader 4. Okay, so you see that I've clicked on this one, and this is what's taken me over to MetaTrader 4. Now, I would obviously advise you to use a VPS. I already set up a VPS, which is right here. Okay, if you don't quite know how to do that, check out my MetaTrader 5 BlackBull video, which was the one just before this. It's going to show you an in-depth of how I've set this up with CloudZ, also how I've set this up, and plus it's going to show you some actual trading that I've done with Bitcoin and USD. Okay, and it's going to show you how I won these trades right here. Okay, so now we're going to move and head over anyway to the MetaTrader 4 setup. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go to where the MT4 is. This is the BlackBull Market 4 setup exe file, which I've just downloaded. Right mouse click. We're going to copy this like so. So I've copied this. Okay. I'm also going to be trying the Alpha Striker AI. Now this is supposed to have a good write-up. It's an artificial intelligent bot, and I want to see how this will perform. So this is what I'm going to be testing inside this. This is why I'm setting up this demo account. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move over to my server, which is this one here. We're going to click on this button here, and I'm going to click on downloads, and I'm going to paste in my BlackBull Market 4 setup, which is my MetaTrader 4 setup. Okay, you can see right here that this is a king of hedging 20k cent Bitcoin risk low. Okay, now what I've done is I halved all the information that was inside the set file because I'm only using a 10k account, not a 20k account, and now I'm just seeing how that's going to work. Okay, so we're waiting for this just to copy across from my main computer in the UK, and this one's going across to my VPS, which is based in Germany. So this is where it's going across to now. It's always advisable to make sure you use a VPS. Reason being is if you have a power cut on your own computer, your trades will stop working. If you have a computer which is overseas on a VPS somewhere, it's less chance of any problems. This means that you can actually keep your computer on constantly all the time, and then just look in by putting in your remote access user ID, okay, and your password, and it will take you over that. All the information that I'm talking about is on my last video that I did, okay? So if you're worried about something like that, the last video is going to show you exactly how to do this. So we're going to now double click on the black market for setup. Now there's a couple of things which I like to do. Is I always like to put just before BlackBull, if I put Dasman 98 and then put 4 or MT4, and then 10k, I then know what this account is, okay? Also I should put demo, so I know this is the demo account. Now this will help you immensely when you come to trying to find whereabouts your actual accounts are, right? Because it can get a little bit hard for you to actually trace the accounts if you've got lots of accounts running on one of your actual trading platforms. And I'll show you what I mean. So that's done it again. It picks up that J for some reason. It's incredible. Okay, so Dasman 98, demo MT4 10k. Okay, so we've done that. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to hit next, and this is going to load up the MT4 information, and it's going to spring out very quickly the MT4 platform. Okay, once the platform loads up, I'm then going to show you how to add an expert advisor to the actual chart, and then we're going to be up and running. So we're going to click on the finish, and what it's going to do now is it's just going to do its housekeeping, and then very shortly it's going to load up another platform. Here we go. So now if we look down the bottom here, this one is a MetaTrader 4, okay, and this one here is a MetaTrader 5, okay, which is this one here. Now it's asking me what broker for me to go on, or sorry, what server to go on. So I'm going to put it onto BlackBull demo, which is this one. Now the reason why you put it on this one is because it's a demo account. All right, now hit next, and now it's asking me for my actual details. And this is very simple, very easy. Actually, it's a lot easier than most other platforms that you join on, because if you go back here, go to your trading accounts, and we want the demo account, which I think is this one, and you'll see that this is my Dasman 98 MetaTrader 5 account, and this one is my Dasman 98 2, which is my MetaTrader 4 account. Now what I do is I hover across the account and click on this button here, copy to clipboard, go back to my server, click new demo. It's an existing account, okay, because we just created it. So you then put your login details, right mouse click and paste that in like so, and then we put our password in. Now this is going to be the password that you created when you set up your MT4 account, okay? It's going to be unique to you, okay? So the actual password has to have a capital letter, it has to have lowercase letters, and it has to have a special character. Special character you could use like a percentage sign or a dollar sign, okay? And you normally, it specifies to have at least 2. Okay, so you just got to make sure that you make your password up. You can use the Windows password and it will use it itself, but just make sure you write it down in case you lose it. If you do, I'll show you how you can recover that. So I've put my password in. So any minute now,
incoming mail.
You'll see that my new account registration is up and running. So I'm just going to close these down because I never use the default charts that are all set up like that. I like to create my chart the way I like it because I like to be custom. Now if we move across to trade, you'll see that the balance is $10,000. This is a demo account, an MT4 account, so this is a really good position to be in, okay, because and this is with a 300. This has got a 300. I'll show you what I mean by that, right? If we go back here, and you'll see that if you ever lose your password, okay, all you need to do is click on password reset and it will send an email to you and it will allow you to change your password, right? Really, really simple. Now, if we click on create a demo account, I'm just going to quickly go through what the options are when you set up an account. So your platform is what you can choose. You've got MetaTrader 5, you've got 4, you've got CTrader and TradingView, which you can use, okay? You then choose your nickname of your choice. You can see I've used Dasman98 and Dasman98 too, okay? The account type, if you click on the account type, you've got standard, prime, swap, free standard and swap free prime. And then if you if you click on the currency, you can see we've got a whole platform of currencies that we can use. I personally use USD, and the leverage is up to 500. You see that if our leverage goes up to 500, you see that at the moment I'm using 300. I'm bringing my leverage down so I can get more of a realistic trading when I'm using it, and your balance can be anything you want to choose, okay? Personally, you want to work on a 10k account. If you're trying to pass a prop firm and you're running something in a demo state, then you could use this and put, say, $5,000 if it's a 5,000 prop firm, and then test this first, setting this up to the way that your prop firm would be. Personally, I don't bother with them. I use Darwin X0 accounts to make a free monthly income every 3 months. If you want to know a little bit more about that, hit me up. And I can help you. Obviously, it's all explained inside Darren's Trading Academy, and you'll be able to get access to that. And then once you set all these up, including your passwords, just hit submit button, and it will create this system here. Okay, so you see I've got Dasman98, which is MT5. And this one here is MT4. Okay, so now you understand about setting up that. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to load the bot, which I told you which we were going to do shortly. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over here so it's out of the way, and I'm just going to move this down here. Okay, right, so what we're going to do is what I also like, which is really, really good about this system, is that with BlackBull it allows you to actually have other symbols that you wouldn't normally get with an MT4 account, i.e. we can get Bitcoin here, right, on MT4. So I've actually got a Bitcoin bot which will trade in a MT4 format. So this is perfect, right, if I want to set something up like this. You also have stocks as well, which you can use. So I'm just going to put this on here. I'm just going to right mouse click this and grid, and then I'm just going to move this over like so, okay? Because Bitcoin doesn't sleep. So if you want to learn trading on a demo account, you can practice using Bitcoin USD, because this is constantly running all the time. Okay, if we put this in a 5-minute chart, or even a 1-minute chart, you'll see that this is actually working, right? This is moving. Now it might slow down a bit. See, this is great. This is a great position here, right, for a sell. So if we click on here, right mouse click, or here, we could do a nice sell trade here. This is where I'm filming it. Here we go. So if we accept, this is just setting up my one-click trading. And then if I go to one click, I bring up this box. I'm going to go for a sell trade here, right? It's actually telling me I can't do that at the moment. Perhaps the markets are closed at the moment, but it is Sunday, so perhaps they do close with BlackBull, all right? But normally Bitcoin will keep going, okay, because they don't seem to close. Because it's crypto, they're open 7 7 days of the week, if you like. So what we're going to do anyway is we're going to set up an account. So I'm going to use the GBP JPY because it's quite volatile. Now I'm looking down here for my GBP JPY. There it is. And I'm just going to hold on to this, drag this across and drop. Okay. Just going to move this up a little bit to about here. Right mouse click. And we're going to grid. Just take the grid off. Just going to neaten this up. We're just going to click on this link here, and this is going to move everything over. And now we're going to add our bot, okay? Because I promised to show you how to do this. Right, so here's a bot. Now, if you're inside Darren's Trading Academy and you see that this bot would probably be in the WinZip folder with lots of set files, it will be under a certain module that you click on. Once you've uploaded this, okay, you want to make sure you put it somewhere in a document where you're going to be able to find it easily for you to be able to actually copy it across to your server. So we're going to right mouse click, we're going to copy this, we're going to close this down, and then we're going to go over to here inside your actual VPS where your MetaTrader 4 is. Click on File, then click on Open Data Folder. It's going to open up like so. Okay, now you're going to double click on MQL4. Now incidentally, when you see MQL4, this tells you it's a MetaTrader 4 account, and if it was MQL5, this would tell you that it is a MetaTrader 5 account. And you're going to go to Experts, double click on here, then you're going to right mouse click, and then you're going to paste in the Expert Advisor into this folder, okay, Alpha Striker AI V3.55 EX4. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to close this down like so. You're going to highlight the Expert Advisor, you're going to right mouse click, and you're going to hit the refresh button. Okay, what this is going to do is this is going to refresh this folder. Now, a lot of people will tell you that you have to shut the machine off and reboot. You can do this, but I find that doing this way I do it will always bring the Expert Advisor into the folder. Okay, it's just the way that I've adopted. So what we do now is we hold on to the Alpha Striker, okay, with the left mouse button. We drag across, and you see that little square that's just below the actual arrow, and then you're going to let go. And this has allowed the Expert Advisor to attach itself to this chart. Now, if we click on Common, allow Dell imports, allow live trading, and then inputs. This is where we can actually play around with this, okay, because we're on a demo account. We can just run this and just see how this runs to start with, okay. So if we scroll this all the way down to about here, you'll see there's lots and lots of information here which we can do, right? I've got to change the magic ID to another ID, okay. Now the idea of this is that when I take a trade and I've got several Expert Advisors running, when I hover, I'm going to show you shortly, when I hover the mouse button across the actual trade that's open, it will tell me what my bot ID is, so 3243. So if you remember that at the moment, then we're going to hit OK. And what this is going to do is you can see now the Alpha Striker AI V3.55 bot, right, is on here, but you'll see that there's a frowning face. This means that this bot's not happy. It's because it can't connect itself to the outside world, right? It's because it's ready to trade, but it can't connect itself to the markets. So how are you going to do this? Well, it's very simple. You go up to auto trading, you can click on this, and this will go green, and then you have a nice smiley face. Or the other way you can do it is to go to tools, go to options, and the reason I'm showing you this is because sometimes you need a web request, then go to Expert Advisors, and now you're going to click allow automated trading. We're going to take these two off, okay, we don't need that. Allow Dell imports and allow web request, okay. Now the idea of this is because when this tries to connect to the artificial intelligence, it might say such and such site is not connected. Okay, so what you do is you write that down with a pen and paper, and then you add that in here, okay, and then hit OK. And what that's going to do is that will then allow it to see the web request. Now this web request may be that it's got to search the news groups, right, before it will take a trade. It depends on the algorithm and the way that the actual expert advisor is built inside the system for it to determine what web request it's going to be. Okay, so you see that the Alpha Striker AI now has a smiley face. This means that the bot is healthy and it is working. Now if we go to if we click on here, you'll see that the Expert Alpha, remember I'm using Journal, and you'll see the Expert Alpha Striker in a 1 hour time frame has loaded successfully. Okay, so it's showing you that it's loaded successfully. Go to Expert, it shows you, okay, now remember this is the Experts tab, it shows you that the Alpha Striker is initialized. It shows you the Alpha Striker inputs are important. It says beware of scam product. This is the Telegram information here, and it shows you everything that's in here. This is the magic ID that I said to you about, which is the 3243. Remember I said to you that this number, so you know that everything on here is set up exactly how it's supposed to be. Now if you took a trade, what would basically happen, okay, I'll demonstrate it with the MT5. Got to wait for it to load. Here we go. This is very important for you to know this, okay? If we hover across here, you'll see that there is a ticket number and there is a Bitcoin. It's telling you to see this number 622481117 has been placed manually, okay? So what this means is that this trade is manually placed by us, okay, by you. You've manually placed this trade, right? So if I go to trade now, okay, and I use one which has been placed by the hedging bot, which was this one here, okay, so for argument's sake, if I hover across here like so, and you'll see that the buy start auto was placed by an expert, okay, the T95 hedging placed by an expert. So what this is this is giving you information of how you can check to see if a bot's replaced it or how you've manually placed it yourself, okay? Because when you get to a point where you want to look in the history and you want to see how the bots are performing, you're going to get, well, okay, I've done really well, but did the bot do this, or was this me that did it? Okay, so this is where that information is going to really, really help you to understand how to do that. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to click on this link here, and this will take us back to the MetaTrader 4. Okay, so this is all set up, GPP JPY, right, 1 hour time frame is all set up. Okay, so when this market's open, which will be tonight round about 11:30 GMT time, maybe 11:45, this is going to start to trade. Now there's a couple of things you can do if you're lucky enough to have the information inside the set file, because you don't always get it. So I'm just going to check, but there is a bolt on that you can put on to make it trade certain times in the market, and I teach you and show you how to do that all inside my trading academy. This is when we tap into the Asian market, where we could start trading between 12:05 midnight to say 4 o'clock in the morning, and find out if we get any better results than leaving it running 24 hours. You also see that the stop loss is 500 here, right? I'm going to bring that stop loss down a bit. I'm going to put this to 150. And I'm going to put my take profit to 75. Now all I'm doing is I'm just shrinking down my risk, if you like. I'll put it to 70. And it's got auto take profit, which is on, US trailing stop, which is true, trailing start, and break even. Might change this to 7. In fact, I'll do this 10. And what I'm doing is I'm customizing, okay? AI pattern, I'm going to put this to true. Okay, so compound percent, 100. So this is where you can compound the percentage of what you're making. So I'm going to put this to 20%. Okay. My max order, this is my max order of lots, which is 15. And my lots that it starts with is 0.01, which I advise anyone to do. Do I want to use RSI? Yeah, RSI is pretty good. It's not always reliable though, unless you've got other indicators that you can rely on. You can't just rely on one indicator. However, this is used in other ways. Now, with order distance, we're going to change this to 25. And why it's good to do this is because if someone else is using the same bot, you're obviously not going to be the same, if you like. So it's always pays to actually change these a little bit. So AI confirmation, you're going to put true. Live funded mode, we'll see what that is. We're going to put true on that as well. Okay, so we're going to try this and see how we get on. Now we're going to hit OK. Now, if I find that this is an all-singing set file, which is working really, really well, what I can do is save this set file. Okay, so I can click on Save. And then I can click here. And then all I need to do is put the GBP JPY 1 hour set file optimized test, okay, and then put the date. It's very important, so put 4th-6-2025 and then hit enter. What I've done is I've saved that set file. Okay, so if this set file works really well, I've got several accounts, right? I might think, right, I'm going to switch this across and try this on another MetaTrader 4 account. It might be my Darwin account, okay? And then if you wanted to load this account, say you've just loaded this bot, incidentally, this set file, okay, I will include when you join Darren's Trading Academy. You'll have this set file that you'll be able to actually play around with, and you'll be able to set it up. So you'll be able to change all these parameters. You might have a known perimeter way that you use and think, well, I'm just going to do exactly the same thing as what you're doing, because it's what you're set to do. Okay, I'm going to change this to 5. I'm going to change this to 5. And as you can see, I'm quite risk averse. I like to keep everything nice and low. And if I hit save again, it's going to load up. And I'll be able to do exactly the same thing that I've just done. I'll show you. So you see that the GBP JP 1 hour set file optimized test, okay, is here. And if you wanted to copy this, right, you can just right mouse click, copy, go back to your main file, okay, and go back here, and we could put it into the Darren folder, right mouse click, paste. And that will be inside the Darren folder. Okay, so that is how easy it is for you to do that. Now if we go back to the file, okay, and we know we've optimized this, okay, we could say, okay, this is optimized 1, okay, because it's different from this one. Now hit save, and now I've got 2 files. Now if you wanted to load these files, okay, all you need to do is you load on your actual chart. You'll go up to your expert advisor, you right mouse click, you go to expert advisors, move across to properties, click, then click on load, and then click on load set file, which is this one here, and then hit open. And this is going to load in your set file. Now, if you remember, I changed this to 05, right? You see the 05s? Now if I wanted to change this back, I'll just go back to load, and I click on this one without the number 1, and now hit open, and you'll see that it's instantly changed to 10. So this is when I first saved it. Okay, this is really handy because if you cock it up and you think, oh god, I've mucked it up, you can either hit the reset button, which will reset the whole perimeter to its default value, okay, and then trial it and see how you get on with that. Okay, bear in mind that when you hit the reset button, it's also going to change your magic number. Okay, your magic number normally changes as well. So where there is the magic number, this one here has gone back to 355. Okay, but if you load the chart, let's use this one, and now hit open, it's then going to pop it back to your magic ID that you're already aware of, and you can see that it's now back to the trailing stop and to everything that you've set up. All you need to do then is hit OK. Don't hit save, just hit OK. Now this bot is up and running. Okay, and that's all you need to do. Okay, so hopefully that video is going to help you. This is how to set it up with MetaTrader 4. This is just the basic way of doing this. Okay, if you want to add indicators, this is very easy as well. So you've got Alpha Striker AI. So remember I said to you where we've got Mac, which is on here anyway, right? But bear in mind that this is a bot that's running automatically, so you don't really need to do anything. You just leave it and see how you get on. You're running on a demo account, so you're not risking your own money. Okay, you're doing a demo account first till you find a set file that works. After you found that set file that works, you can then, if you want to go down that well, that's entirely up to you. I personally don't use my own money when I trade. I have started to do that because lots of people are saying, well, why don't you use money to show you how to trade? I have actually set up a 100k account, or 250k account, I think it is. $250 account with BlackBull. I'm going to trade this up to $1,000, and I'm going to show you how to do this online, and this is going to be something that we're going to be following. I might be doing it with Bitcoin, I don't know yet. I might be just doing it with any sort of trade that I fancy, and I'm going to be showing you how we can do that, because remember, you don't have drawdowns with this demo account. You also don't have drawdowns with your own account, because it's your real money that you're actually losing or winning. Okay, so it's just something just to bear in mind. So that's it, all the very best. Hopefully this video is going to help you, point you in the right direction. You know now to set up a BlackBull platform on MetaTrader 4. All the very best till my next video. Thank you, bye now.